She said we grew apart, that it was no one's fault, but I found his watch under our bed. And her lies collapsed like glass. She cried when I stayed silent, because silence hurts more than yelling. The night it began, I remember the sound before the meaning. A phone buzzing. Once. Twice. Then silence. She turned the screen away, too slowly. Something inside me paused. Not suspicion, recognition. You don't live with someone for 8 years without memorizing their tells. The hesitation, the slight breath before denial. It's the body confessing before the mouth can catch up. I said nothing, because words dilute truth. Silence distills it. Days passed like rehearsed scenes. Her affection became methodical. Every "I love you" came late, delayed, as if she had to remember the line. When she smiled, her eyes never followed. They used to. Once. She said it was stress, work, fatigue. The same words people use when they're trying to erase someone slowly. So I smiled too. Pretended I believed her. Pretended I didn't already feel the absence forming between us like a crack beneath ice. It wasn't the watch that broke me. It was how cleanly she lied when I showed it to her. "Oh," she said, almost relieved, "that must be from before. Maybe you're brothers." "We don't have brothers." She knew that. The lie came too quickly, too smooth, rehearsed. I just nodded. And in that moment, I decided to let her keep pretending. Because pretending makes people careless. I became quiet, observant. The silence she thought was forgiveness was actually surveillance. Every movement, every message, every call logged in my mind like a ledger. When she slept, I studied her phone reflection in the mirror. A name appeared often, C. Always late, always deleted by morning. So I mirrored her phone to mine. A simple connection. She never noticed. Most people never suspect precision when guilt blinds them. Days became data. The messages painted their story better than any confession. He suspects nothing. I'll tell him soon. It's not like we meant for this to happen. Meaningless words. But patterns don't lie. Then one evening she told me we should take space. Her voice cracked just enough to look human. She said we'd grown apart, that she didn't know when or how, that sometimes people just drift. I listened, calm, detached. The way you listen to an actor reading lines you already know by heart. I asked one question. "Is there someone else?" She hesitated. Too long. Then said, "No." That pause was all I needed. The truth doesn't hide. It waits. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Confrontation gives them power. Patience takes it away. I traced C to an address. His car was parked outside her office 3 nights in a row. 4th night, it wasn't there. 5th night, it was at ours. I didn't follow them inside. Didn't need to. I'd already learned seeing betrayal doesn't make it more real, it only burns it deeper. So I waited, gathered evidence quietly. Phone logs, bank statements, the watch engraved with his initials. When you build a case for truth, you do it like a surgeon. Steady hands, cold heart. Weeks later, I requested DNA testing on a strand of her hair and his watch band. The lab confirmed what instinct had whispered. His DNA was there. Not once. Repeatedly. I printed the results, folded them neatly, slipped them into an envelope, and waited. She came home late, said she'd been working. Her makeup was removed unevenly, the kind of rush that guilt always brings. I placed the envelope on the table. No words, just the sound of paper meeting wood. She looked at it, then at me. "What's this?" I didn't answer. She opened it, read. Her lips parted, breath catching halfway through. The kind of sound people make when their illusions collapse faster than they can rebuild them. She started, but I lifted a hand, quiet. The silence between us turned violent. Tears came, then the trembling. They always tremble, not from remorse, but from realization. Realization that the performance is over. I spoke then, softly. Stop. Every word you say now only confirms what you've already done. She broke, hands clutching the table as if it could save her. Her body folded into itself, small and fragile, like guilt in human form. I felt nothing, not anger, not sorrow, only precision. I stood, walked to the window, looked out at the night she used to call beautiful. Now it was just space, empty and endless. Behind me she cried, called my name, begged for forgiveness that had no shape anymore. I turned once, slowly. You said we grew apart, I said. Her face lifted, hope flickering in the wreckage. But it wasn't distance that broke us, I continued. It was direction. You were already walking away. I just stopped following. Her tears froze mid-breath. There was nothing left to say. No shouting, no pleading. Truth doesn't need an audience. I gathered my coat, my keys, my calm. Each motion deliberate. Each silence louder than anything she could have said. At the door she whispered, "Do you still love me?" I paused. Not because of her, because of the man I used to be. The one who would have said yes, even when it hurt. "No," I said finally. "Love doesn't survive deceit. It autopsies it." And left outside, the air felt sharper, cleaner. Freedom isn't always joy. It's the removal of infection. Behind me she would sit alone, surrounded by the debris of her performance. Every tear she shed would echo against her own lies. That was justice enough. I didn't need to destroy her. I only needed her to see herself without my silence shielding her. I walked until the night swallowed me. No direction, no destination. Just the calm that follows a storm you let die on its own. They say betrayal changes you. It doesn't. It reveals you. And as the streetlights faded behind me, I realized I hadn't lost her. I had recovered myself. Some wounds bleed once. Others keep bleeding until you stop caring. I stopped caring.